everyone. I'm here with Sentinels head coach Goldenglue. How are you feeling?
Hello. I'm a little disappointed. I
hmm
think we didn't play too well today. I think the games were kind of in our we were in control of them and we kind of like just didn't do a good job
Yeah.
of executing and so a little disappointed, honestly.
Mm, yeah. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think in game three we had a pretty notable gold lead. We were winning up like 4K gold, and even before that gold lead, like the grub fight, we were stronger. We misexecuted a fight. I think the Rift Herald, we were stronger. Both of our we were basically up to we had two completed full items. I think Lucian was a full item and Victor wasn't, and then Renekton had a full item and Zahin did not.
hmm
And we were not forcing very well when we were stronger. Like we kind of we didn't have aura, honestly. And I think game we won game one. I think game two we had opportunities to win, but I think honestly all of today I felt like some of the like yeah, I don't know, there's some definitely some highs and lows, but we have a lot to work on.
hmm how did you feel about today's skirmishes?
Like our just like our fighting in general.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. I thought our fighting was not too great. I think we missed a lot of angles where we could have punished them harder.
hmm
I think game one was probably our best, but I felt like for the most part today kind of felt like both teams were kind of just like waiting for one person. It was just like it was a waiting game for somebody to make a big mistake, and it wasn't really like there was definitely angles where we could have pushed our lead harder and kind of like fought and skirmished much better and more aggressively. And I think we didn't take those opportunities.
hmm
I would say when the fights like actually broke out, they were overall okay, but I think we just missed some angles to push our leads. And I think, for example, the 8 minute fight at Grubs, they blew like Annie ult on Milio and she escaped, and we still like didn't really force the issue. I think Annie walked into river, and we needed to like we did a nocturnal to Annie, and then our Renekton empowered stun the Wukong clone, and I was just like, uh, like
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah. So a lot of the fights were so what you're saying is a lot of the fights were very reactionary rather than like proactive and premeditated.
Yeah, exactly. I think like we didn't really push the issue as much and be as proactive as we could have. It was a very reactive.
hmm
Kind of, it felt like a whole series. It felt like both teams were just kind of reactive.
Yeah. And then for positioning, okay. Okay. Um okay, I as a viewer, now I don't won't necessarily have like an idea on what's going on in comms or something like that. But I feel like while watching I think game 2, at least like stretching out towards the end, it was I think I heard other people talk about this too, but the fights seemed less they had a clear goal in mind, I guess,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
more what's the word? It's just like more I think like the ones in mid lane weren't really like
They
it
weren't
wasn't
like
like they were
crisp.
contesting for like a turret or an
Yeah,
objective. Yeah.
yeah. I think in game two we were our comms were a bit more like I felt like we were trying to figure out how we should play our team comp in real time. So I
hmm
feel like the comms were kind of people saying like, "Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do this," kind of thing. And I think we didn't look super crisp. I think we had a couple good moments in game two, but even then, I think our best moment was when we were collapsing in. I think Anivia was overextended top lane, and we like collapsed in and killed a lot. And
hmm
kind of happened in game three, where Zinni was overextended. We were collapsing and killing him, but then we just misexecuted that one.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I do feel like in general our river fights were a bit like hit or miss, like if we're stronger, who should position where.
hmm
Um, and I just think we need to be crisper about that.
Yeah. What besides I guess besides like having like a more pre-planned thought in mind before like doing these fights, were there anything else that you noticed that Sentinels could possibly work on?
I mean, I think we definitely our grub rounds were not as crisp both games. I think game two, we clearly wanted to fight topside,
Hmm.
and we had Shin ulti, and Zinzao had one full item.
Yeah.
Ferris went for an all-in bottom. And afterwards, like I think he could have actually just won it 1v1 without the Shin ult, but we didn't really communicate that. So we Shin ulted to make sure the Varus won it, and then our Zinzao was overextended in the topside jungle. And also, I think Olaf was kind of like freezing his wave a bit too much and wasn't following. So
Hmm.
like we made the call that uh, we wanted to like fight in their topside on the grub round,
Hmm.
and we kind of misexecuted that one. And then also in game one as well, like I think we were stronger 5v5, and I told them grubs are important in this game. I want us to fight grubs, and then I feel like it was okay if we just take one grub and they get two. They send five people up, but we weren't we weren't aware of the situation of. Wait, I think Quay ended up dying in that one too, because if Ezreal's tempo is bad because he greeted for an extra wave, then we need to just take one grub and everyone just get out and chill. So both of the grubs at rounds, I feel like we miss in game three. I also think we miss executed on grubs. So I'm gonna be focusing on that a lot. I think in practice this week.
Hmm. Were there any improvements you think that there were coming from this series?
I actually do think we did show some things we're working on. I think Isaac had a really, Darkwings had a really good game two overall. Like his lane phase, he solo killed Zinni. He drew a lot of pressure,
Hmm.
and he was able to generate leads in side lane. But
Yeah.
now we just need to work on converting that more. And I think for the most part, I think Impact's comms were pretty good, especially in game one. Kind of about like map movement, and that's something we've been working on. So I think there were positives today, that we've been like trying to improve on, and that is good. But we just didn't get the full picture going.
Yeah. Um, is Sentinels doing the roadshow on week 6?
We will not be doing the roadshow, so I
Okay.
think we play Lion next week, and then we have a double header.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess like without like fully revealing like what we'll do, it's just like what do you think your game plans will be up against Lion next week?
I don't know if they have inspired back or not, but I think Lion is definitely a tough match. I think they have really strong laners in general and pretty deep champion pools. So I think the main thing is it does depend whether they have inspired or Armal. I don't know which one they'll have for next week.
Hmm.
Um, but hopefully it's inspired and he's super jet lagged and tired, or Armal and they're not like fully coerced as a team. Because I think if we're playing, we definitely need to up our game if we want to have a chance versus Lion. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Hmm. Thank you for the interview. I hope you have a great day. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Have a good one.
You too.